Welcome to episode 15 of the Action Takers podcast. I'm your co-host, Nate. We got JC here as always. How you doing, JC?
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
I'm a bit under the weather. I used to tell, like, back in the day, I used to tell people, like, they'd ask me, like, oh, how you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm great. I'm really good. And most of the time I was like, absolutely not. I was fucking having a horrible day. So I've gone through this routine of telling people, like, exactly how I'm feeling at that very moment. And it's rather refreshing. Like, it's the fucking sales pitch to life. So, dude, to be quite honest with you, I am sweating and cold right now. I'm pretty sure my fever is back up because I forgot to take some Dayquil. I've been a little under the weather. Little Rock, Arizona got me, or Little Rock, Arkansas got me a little sick. But other than that, I'm doing okay. How about you, buddy?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm doing great. You know about that too, right? Like, so another thing I heard, instead of asking people how are they doing, right? Because that's like such a generic, it's always like, oh, good or great or whatever, like you're saying. Should ask people, what's the best part of your day been so far? You know, just get something different, change it up. So, but yeah, doing good, fucking enjoying life.
Dude,
Not under the weather, but
that's good. Dude, I do that with my kid. So, like, I got this from some parenting, like, podcast or something when I was studying up on how to be a dad, and they said quit asking your kid how was your day, because they're going to give you, it's a one-word answer. Fine,
yeah,
good, okay, perfect, but they said instead of saying, how was your day, they would tell you to say, so I ask my son now, I go, what was the best part of your day, or what was your favorite part of the day? And it makes them, and again, my kid's 3, so he, wrestling was my favorite. Like, me and Wyatt, took each other out, and then we got yelled at by the teacher, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Where it's just been, it's just, kind of an interesting way to form the question.
definitely. Like I said, you just get more out of the person or your kids. Yeah, just definitely all around better thing to ask.
Dude, so I had this weird incident this last weekend. It was I was in Little Rock. I was doing some due diligence on a storage facility property, and whenever I do due diligence, I try and go out and meet, like, the neighbors. I try and go out and, like, talk to the other people, the other businesses, anyone that would be my direct competitor. I gotta ask you, like, what are some things to, like, break the ice? Is there something that you found that that is just kind of, like, I don't know, helped you start the conversation, especially when you're going into either maybe a sales pitch or due diligence or an investigative period? Do you have any suggestions?
I mean, when I would do a lot of door knocking, I always just try to make it as, hey, I'm just here to do this, like, just to really, because a lot of people, oh man, what's this guy trying to sell me? Who's this random person? And I would always just try to say, hey, I'm just here to drop off some information, because I'd have, like, flyers or pamphlets. So, like, that word just, right? I'm just to do that, so to kind of really, disarm them, de-escalate the situation. Because, sometimes people just kind of like, oh man, they'll automatically just shut you out. Oh, hey, we don't need it. Whatever you have, we don't need it. So, I that's what I always do, because it would just make it, like I said, just, hey, this is all I'm here for. I'm here just to give you some info. So, that was always my thing, just to kind of really keep it real simple. Because then, like I said, very, very, I think, but 99% of the time, everyone give me a few minutes or just listen to what I had to say. So, versus trying to just go into something else. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So how'd it go? I mean, what icebreakers were you using over there?
Well, I only ran into a couple people, and it was different. Like, the culture is definitely different than it is in Atlanta or California or anywhere. So it was a unique experience. So I had to kind of harness my hillbilly-ish ness, and yeah. So I would just walk up to these people. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm Justin. I'm looking at the storage facility across the street. Do you have a few minutes to talk to me? And most of them literally were like, you're doing what? And I'm like, I just want to stop by. And they're like, just get the fuck out of here. So that's the vibe I got. But one of the guys like who told me pretty much to fuck off drove back over and he goes, "Hey, I want to buy you a Coke." And I'm like, what do you mean you want to buy me a Coke? What is this, a fucking date? Come on, what kind of backwoods Arkansas shit is this? And sure enough, the dude just wanted to talk. And he was a successful entrepreneur who had been doing it for 80 plus years. And he was just bored. And he was kind of off put by some youngster who obviously, I was driving a rental car, dude. I was driving a black Nissan Versa, which stuck out like a sore thumb in this town. And anyway, so I sat down, we went to the local Mickey D's, and he bought me a Coke. And dude, we chatted for like an hour and 45 minutes. And he gave up every single secret he had in regards to like commercial real estate, residential real estate, building. He even taught me, he goes, "Oh yeah, I buy a bunch of land that's got timber on it and I clear cut it, sell the timber, and then I go sell the land to some developer who's going to build a house on it." And I'm like, "Dude, that's fucking brilliant." And he's like, "It's pretty easy. Like, I don't cut down the trees." So anyway, so it was just, so if anyone needs to, steal that one, just offer to buy someone a Coke, and all of a sudden, you get their entire playbook.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, like wealth of knowledge right there. Someone's been doing it for the majority of their life. Especially, I'm assuming he's been doing it all in that area. So probably some good insight on the Little Rock area for you.
Good old Little Rock. If you ever fly into Little Rock, it is absolutely like, it's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. It was like I owned the airport, dude. I walked up, I was like an hour and a half early, 2 hours early for my flight. And because I had done all my due diligence and it was hot and I was just over it. And I walked through TSA. I'm the only one there for like 20 minutes. I didn't even have to stand in line, but they still made you go through the whole like goat trail to get there.
God.
They herded you through about 18 aisles and I was the only one there. It was fucking crazy. So very interesting experience. Unfortunately, the real estate that we were looking at, unfortunately, we didn't get the offer accepted. Someone else, I'm assuming, bid more than we were willing to. But it was a cool, interesting process that I enjoyed, and I kind of figured out what I actually want to do in life, and it's probably this.
Yeah. So okay. So investing in real estate and commercial buildings / property. What anything cool from that that property that you looked at? I mean, any takeaways from it?
Dude, it's the biggest takeaway that I have when it comes to real estate, and what I have found that there's something to do with youth and not a lot of money. Okay, and I don't have that much youth, and I don't have that much money, but I've realized that if you're willing to polish a turd, like you can shine up a turd that looks really good and make it nice again. It's one of those things that like people like want to buy nice shit, but oftentimes I think it's a little easier and way cheaper to go out and just fucking buy something really shitty and just fix it up and make it nice again, make it new again. So yeah, we were looking at a property that was like 15,000 square feet, absolutely run down. The way it was advertised was just the worst. Like the photographs that this guy, the realtor, had taken were just horrible. Like it's the shit that you would not want to show people. And you would take the time to like make sure your camera wasn't fucking angled a certain way to make it look like part of the roof is falling off. There was garbage everywhere. The broker essentially didn't even test all the doors. So like product wise, we went in there and we're like, oh shit, like there's out of 100 doors, 60 of them work. And probably 30 of them need to just be like repaired, like in the sense of add some grease and hook up the springs and you're back in business. And so it was going to be a pretty cut and dry asset that we could go in, pay cash, fix it up, and then either hold on to it long term or flip it. And so my new thing is distressed properties that look like someone had been, Tim and the boys, had an orgy inside the storage unit, and they left all their shit there. Because it was rancid. It was horrible. Like there was fucking rotting animals and fucking old furniture and garbage and shit. But you think about it, you're like, fuck, just pick this trash up, throw it in a dumpster, and fucking call it a day. Wash it off and paint the doors and fucking put an open sign, and Stone will probably rent it. So that's kind of what that's what I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna get into these these distressed properties that just absolutely look like a turd.
I mean, that's why house flipping is so popular. I mean, that's what so many people are doing still. Just finding these houses that are definitely distressed and putting a little time and money into it and fixing it up, and boom, make a little cash and go on to the next one.
Dude, it's not even that it's not even that hard. We've done a couple flips. Actually, technically, we've never done a flip. We've done flips in the sense of we've bought in stuff that was distressed, and it's crazy when you get in there and you kind of have an idea. If you walk around enough houses and structurally there's nothing wrong with it, or if there's nothing wrong with the AC unit or the roof or even the roof, I've been in positions where it literally is just clean it and fucking grease it up and add some paint, and the thing just absolutely will fucking look 100% better. And you can literally, that's all you have to do, and you could charge $40,000 to $100,000 more. Like the house that we bought and we fixed up, essentially we added $100,000 worth of value by just cleaning it up and making it more modern. And we put in probably, I don't know, $3,000 to $5,000 worth of money, of some cash, and then just our time, and whatever that could have been. Yeah. I mean, it was a month and a half, process, but what else can you do in a month and a half to make $100,000?
Not much,
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
and now we've got this asset. It's fucking, it's now we rented it out on Airbnb, which we're getting into that stuff. That's going to be absolutely crazy. It's a roller coaster ride. I had no clue. I'd never rented an Airbnb. My wife has always done that, and it's been kind of crazy on how much people will spend to stay in your house. It is remarkable.
Yeah, that's all. You always have to be finding the next person, right? I mean, I guess I guess only downside to it, depending on the area, is how often those people are coming into rent the house. I know. Yeah, the lake areas tend to be really popular, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, so we invested in a spot where super popular lake area, but our fallback was it needed to be next to a somewhat decent city where they had some infrastructure that wasn't going to go away. And when I talk about infrastructure, I'm talking about hospitals, colleges, large high schools, things that they don't move very often. They don't move hospitals very often. They don't move, giant institutions or colleges and stuff, just because, it just takes a long time to build up those things. And so that's kind of our fallback. And yeah, obviously the lake definitely helps. It definitely attracts a certain clientele, especially during summertime, and it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity.
Man, that's awesome. What did you guys ever do any amenities as far as for the lake? I don't know, like a boat, kayaks. I mean, little add-ons to increase the value or make a little bit extra money doing that.
So that's kind of the next step for us. It's we've set up the house pretty much. It's rentable. I mean, shit, we had our cleaners go out there today and clean it up from our last tenant. So the house that we bought. My phone's ringing. So the house that we bought was technically on the lake, which it didn't look like it was on the lake. Like you could drive up and be like, this ain't on the lake. Like this is 300 yards away from the lake. Like you could see the lake in the wintertime, but in the summertime, it's just freaking trees and bushes. So we recognized that okay, it's on the lake, but it doesn't really make any sense. We just dove into it a little deeper than anyone else would and realized that the thing is dockable. So we're on the list to add a boat dock to the actual residence, which is, if you have a boat dock, will increase your home value by a couple $100,000. So as soon as we get one of those, yeah, that's going to be our next step where we'll go in and add some of the additional amenities, like maybe some jet skis, a boat, something that people can rent additionally, so you don't have to drag any of that shit up there. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I've bought in boats before, and they're always they're the worst investment. The ship breaks, and you never use it, and it's just, it's fun when you're there, and it's fun to like have it, but as long as you don't have to maintain it, I think you can charge a premium, and that's something
Yeah.
that that's something we're gonna do down the road.
Yeah. Especially a nice pontoon boat. I mean, those are always good for the
Oh
summer.
yeah, especially dude, pontoon boats are freaking amazing. It's as I'm getting older, like pontoon boats are great. Oh, I thought they were lame when I was a kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's just big space, lots of people on there, and just chill.
Lots of
Definitely,
yeah, few
which
cocktails and some sun and freaking just cruising on the water. Go find a nice beach to go play some football or something.
man, now I got to get on the lake or the river. Just get,
Yeah,
I mean, it's that time. It's that time of the year. So,
it is. It sure is.
man,
What so what are you up to? What else is going on in your world? It sounds like you're buying a boat now, so that's good.
no, man, shoot. Yeah, that eventually that's on the list, right? Get a nice boat would be, because it's always fun, right? I mean, it's always a good time on the boat. I mean, you don't have to be doing just cruising, going down the river, going at the lake. I mean, definitely one of those future things I'd want to get. But like you said, man, from all the people I've known that had them, it's just even if they're brand new, there's always something with them, right?
Oh yeah.
It's just the boat. It's like a classic car too. Like there's always just money to be put into them. So
It's
it,
so what is your net worth have to be for you to go out and spend $100,000 on because no one wants the shitty boat, right? No one wants the used boat for 12 grand that's gonna definitely break, where you got to bring, you might as well buy an extra motor because you're gonna get stuck somewhere. At least from my experience.
that's a must. You do have to have a second one, right? Just in
Yeah.
case.
So what does your net worth have to be to essentially get to a spot where you're like, all right, we can buy a boat?
I mean, I don't know if there's an exact, you know, what your net worth should be, but man, you definitely want to be bringing in some coin, because it's like you said, just filling the thing up, insurance, yeah, just maintenance on those things. Where are you storing it? Because if you don't have a place at your house, room at your house, you have to pay storage. I mean, there's a lot that comes into it. So I mean, I'd say, and then like you said, it depends on the boat, right? I mean, you can find a nice, not a decent used boat. Hopefully you won't have too many issues with it, but for what, 5, 10, 15 grand. But
Not
if you
anymore.
really, oh yeah, I guess, yeah, not anymore, since they were a shortage of making boats and stuff. Everyone bought them all up. But yeah, if you really want one of those nice ones, man, I don't know. You want to be in the mid six figures probably to really get one of those freaking sweet boats.
Dude, my rule is like for boats or airplanes or fucking toys, I gotta have at least 8 to 10 times the amount of money in the bank so that I can pay cash for it. Just because if you're gonna go make payments on it, oh god, you're an idiot. You're gonna be paying freaking 8, 9, 10, 12% on a freaking toy that is going to break. You literally are just gonna be losing money. And as soon as you put that thing in the water, it loses half its value. And yeah, you can go out there and get a halfway decent used boat. You used to be able to spend 5, 10, 12 grand and get a nice boat. Now, good God, dude, I saw a 1999 like Mastercraft Wake, setter. It was going for like $35,000. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way I'd spend $35,000 on a boat that's fucking 23 years old. That's just been ridden hard. So, dude, I think, yeah, 8 times, 10 times cash in the bank to go out and blow, 100 grand on a boat.
Man, you want to hear about so like me and my sister's boyfriend, we always like find these, look for ridiculous cars or trucks, and we're
Yeah.
both into trucks. So I saw one. It was a sponsored ad from a legit Toyota dealership. Selling a used 1999 Toyota T100, so a small Toyota Tacoma truck with 230,000 miles on it. Price tag they're asking $15,000 for a 1999 Toyota Tacoma with 230,000 from a legit dealership. This isn't one of the. This is like a legit big Toyota dealer. I was like, I was stunned. I was like, what is going on? Where that truck is going to bring $15,000.
Dude, it like 10 years ago, that truck wouldn't have been worth $15,000.
It would have been, well, yeah, like $2,500, right? Like,
oh my God,
230,000 miles on it. I mean, yeah, granted it's a Toyota, but still. But yeah, no, when I saw that, I was like, what?
Yeah, dude, used cars right now are absolutely crazy. I bought a newer truck a couple years ago, and they'll give me more money for it now with 40,000 more miles on it than I paid for it. And it's like, fuck, I want to, but what am I gonna Uber the rest of my life and not be able to buy another truck?
You gotta go, well, yeah, or then you gotta go buy that truck.
Yeah.
Pay the more money. So it's the dilemma, right? Of like, because it is crazy how yeah, used cars are still at a premium. But yeah, you sell it, then what are you gonna go drive? Unless you got multiple cars, sure.
It's true.
If you're balling with all those cars, but yeah, it is a crazy world. Well, on top of gas, going up and everything, and that's not going down anytime soon. So yeah, just everything's at a premium right now.
Dude, it's absolutely going crazy. It's bananas. But you know what it is bananas is if you don't like and subscribe to this video, there's something wrong with you. Okay, if you're watching and we're 25 minutes into the show, and if you enjoy what we're talking about, please leave us a comment. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends about it. And if you really want to take more action in your life, you can take action right now. You can hire Nate and I to sit down, have a nice Zoom call with you. It's got to be less than 40 minutes because we're running out of time here. But you can just set it up, and we can help you take the necessary steps so you can buy that fancy boat or that expensive used truck that's got 280,000 miles on it. So do me a favor, head to the link below, actiontakers.car.co, I think is our website, and book a meeting with us and see if it changes your life.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, whether it's just personal development, whatever it is, me and JC have had experience, with hiring processes for certain jobs that are super intense, and knowing the things that you should do to get hired with any job, or like I said, just you want to better yourself, let us know. We want to help any way we can. So yeah, and subscribe, like everything JC just said, because we want to get our count up. We want to get to more people.
We want to get in the teens. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to share our life experience. So I don't know, any ideas on how to grow the show besides the general audience? Is there any tricks out there that you learned here in the last couple months, or is it just consistency?
Yeah, I think it's consistency, and then just sharing it as much as we can. Let people know about it. And the other one I had done, I didn't do it long enough. I mean, you're the one with the longest or the longer running podcast. My other one I only did like 5 or 6 episodes. So
dude, it's incredibly hard to grow a podcast. It is, and the pandemic did not help. Oh my God. We had so many more views and listens because people would like just throw it on in their car when they're commuting to work. And then people stopped commuting. They stopped fucking traveling. And it kicked up a little bit after that, but it was so hard to get listeners. And I think one of the things that you got to do on a podcast or YouTube show or whatever it is, you got to bring incredible value every single time. And because you never know who that first listener is, and you never know, like, oh shit, this could be the episode. This is the, where you hook a bunch of people, you interview someone crazy, or you bring up a hot topic that just fucking catches fire, and all of a sudden you've got 100,000 downloads. I don't think it happens overnight, but I think it will. I think it doesn't happen overnight, but I think it could happen overnight with consistency, in the sense of as many at bats as you take, like as many uploads as you give, like the better chance you have of kind of hitting that virality and catching, catching something on fire.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, Gary Vee talked about that in on his YouTube. He's like, man, I forget how many episodes he said he recorded on YouTube, like hundreds before anyone even really started watching him. So, he's like he says, he's getting like 5 views, same thing. Just his first couple, I don't know, however many, very few views. And yeah, you're right, because it's like whatever that one episode that we do could really take off, and then that gets it really rolling. Because it's like, even like I posted a reel that I hadn't posted a reel in a little bit, posted it, and it was crazy. I literally opened up my Instagram, and I don't know, it'd been like a half hour, and there's literally like it said 100 and something likes or heart, like holy shit, and I think it's up to like 140, but it's for the whole day. But it's like crazy. It's like why that random reel that I posted at 7 this morning got of just me doing my back workout got so many freaking likes. So it's just it's not very many views. I mean, it's only at like 2,200, but it had a crap ton of likes. So,
well, dude, that means your engagement's good. That means the video is good.
Yeah.
And you might have posted at the perfect time. Everyone's taking a dump on their toilet, scrolling through Instagram. They fucking saw your video.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, dude, I think so. Like short form video, I think it's all about just being super consistent. And I struggle with that. Good God. And it's crazy, but it's crazy though. Like I put out a couple videos this week and they both reached over 1,000 views. And one of them, I literally recorded the voiceover of the video of the time lapse on the toilet. I was taking a poop and literally did the time lapse over it. And, no one knows, but I know, I thought it was funny. And it was one of my most popular videos. I might have to pin it, to get people to watch it.
TikTok?
On TikTok, yeah.
On TikTok.
Yeah. So, dude, consistency, man. Consistency. It's crazy. So I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I recognize that I'm really good, and I think we've talked about this before, but I'm really good at challenges, because I'm so fucking competitive. It's so I've heard of this one challenge, or this one business where this guy goes, hey, if you want to join my workout program, okay, you have to work out every single day. And every single day you work out, I'm going to give you $1. Okay. And say it costs you $90 and the training is 90 days. He goes, every day you're consistent, I'm going to give you your money back. And it's shocking. Even that small denomination, dude, I would work out every day for $1, which doesn't make any fucking sense, cause it's just $1. But over time, if you miss 30 workouts, that's fucking 1/3 of your investment. Dude, I'm at least incredibly incentivized by weird challenges like that. What is your thought process on that? Have you ever heard of that little 90-day $90 challenge?
No, I haven't heard of it at all. But yeah, I mean, it's like you said, if whatever you're paying to do this challenge, but then you're getting your money back. I mean, it definitely should incentivize people, but at the same time, it's only $1. So is that really going to get people to go to the gym more? I don't know. For me, I pretty much already, work out every day. So it'd be kind of cool, but
you know what I mean?
But yeah,
but I think businesses, challenge businesses, dude, I think are pretty incredible. And they're not the oldest businesses, but your gym membership. I mean, fuck, if they said, hey, for every, we're only going to give you $1 a day, but you could make up your gym membership back every day you come. Dude, I think you'd get a shitload of people to sign up. And I think a shitload of people still would not go to the gym. What I mean? I still don't think they'd work out. But I think that that headliner would kind of reel people in. And it would reel in, and you would, of course, you would lose some of the money because, you'd get assholes like you and me who are, would love to have their gym membership covered, for $1 or whatever it is, 19 cents a day.
Well, I mean, and there's even so First Form, right? The supplements, I mean, they offer 100, I think it's 110% back, right? So I remember Andy was talking about that one day. He's like, someone could literally make money on returning the supplements because they give 110% back on, so there are those businesses out there that are actually, have these things that are, beneficial to the consumer, if you were really to take advantage of it, or do any of that kind of stuff. So um, there was, what was the other thing? Or just like, I forget, there was a restaurant that basically they didn't have any prices. They just, you pay what you feel like, you the meal was worth, and they actually like make more money that way, just because people will give more, right? Let's just say it would have been a $15 meal, but all of a sudden they actually give $20, 25. So it's like, um, but it's a crazy thing, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, they don't charge. Essentially, there's no price. You don't pay what you want. So you would think, oh, you're gonna lose money. A bunch of people will go scam the thing, but actually, more people do good than the bad people out there taking advantage of it.
So I've heard of those restaurants before, and dude, that would give me anxiety. I wouldn't even want to go to that restaurant. I would be so concerned about if it was good enough or enough. Dude, I would pay triple, just because I wouldn't want to be that guy who fucking skipped out,
Yeah.
on some fancy expensive meal. There was something else that it was very similar to that. I can't remember what it was, but it, dude, I think some of those businesses are pretty remarkable, and it takes kind of like some balls to do it. I would be interested in starting something like that.
Well, because and once again, it's so, what do you want to call it? Yeah, because you don't know, right? Like how you're supposed to gauge how much money you're going to make, because you don't know. I mean, shoot, you can do that next time you start that with your pressure washing. How much it costs? How much you want to pay me?
Well, dude, so in negotiation, that's rule number one is don't say the first number. Like if
Yeah.
you're selling a product, your goal is not to give, like everyone's like, oh, well, what's the best price? And you're like, like what do you want to pay for it? Like when we were selling cars, like we would never give the first number. And
Yeah.
if we did, it was almost obnoxious. It was so dumb that it
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be ridiculous. So, yeah, so that first number, like I've been screwed that way before though. I have done that a couple times where I'm like, oh, just pay me whatever you think is fair. And to an 87-year-old woman who just had 3 light bulbs changed, I mounted a fucking garden hose, fixed 3 outlets, changed a faucet. I spent 6 hours working there. She's like, does $14 sound good? And I'm like, what? What is this? What is this, 1952? What are we doing? What am I going to pay 3 nickels an hour? Like, what are we doing? What am I going to do with $14? I spent $14 getting over here, gas. And,
Yeah. Oh my.
so I think sometimes it works, but I think you gotta kind of target your audience when you're doing that. Like you can't be serving, what are those fucking not fast foods, but those hometown buffets. Okay, if your clientele is hometown buffets customers, I don't know if I want to be giving out, allowing them to fucking give our wages.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like you said, there's what, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be good for you. 99, 99 out of 100. I don't know. There's, like I said, there's always that small percentage that I guess it could kind of backfire. But I mean, if you make it up on all the other ones, then hey, it's all good, right?
I guess. I mean, shit, it's 80-20 rule. Yeah. I don't know. It would scare the shit out of me. It makes me nervous. But shit, I've done that where I've priced myself way too low. Our storage facility business, I priced myself $20 lower than I should have been. And if you have a halfway decent sales pitch and you are comfortable asking for the sale, like you'd be surprised on how many people don't go out and do the research. You'd be surprised on how many people don't actually like call around for quotes or estimates or even shop your competitors. It's pretty remarkable. I mean, if anyone wants to save money, it's just literally ask for a discount. That's one of my life hacks. Is I ask for a discount everywhere. It drives my wife fucking crazy. She's like, "What do you do? It's a $4 coffee," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I could get 10% off." Shit, it's 40 cents. Yeah, well, it's the way it goes.
Yeah. No, I mean, discount or good deals. I mean, I'm a clearance shopper. Every time I go to a store that has clearance, I just check it out because you never know. Shoot, Safeway would have these things every once in a while. They'd make a 24 pack of like the open boxes of beer and stuff, right? And I think it was like $10 for a 24 pack. You don't know what you're getting because they would like cover it, but like seriously, it's like 24 pack of alcohol for $10. Like can't beat that. So I'm sure they upped it now. I mean, that was like a year or two ago. So, but I mean, so you never know. There's always sometimes some good stuff in there. So you're like, always gotta check
Dude,
it out. Never know.
fucking mystery boxes. I used to subscribe to a mystery box, and they would ship me like golf shit every month. And dude, it was fucking cool. Like they'd send you stuff that like you'd probably not buy for yourself. And
Yeah.
so it was, dude, I think one of those businesses would be fun to run. I think going out and hunting for cool stuff to give to people, kind of at a discount, I think would be pretty unique. Like for a while there, like that's all I saw were these stupid mystery boxes, and I always had like some crazy niche. Like I would always see one for like, life survival, and it would include like granola bars that, you could eat 30 years from now, Twinkies, and fucking, a water purifier so you could pee in the straw and drink your pee and it'd be clean water or something, something crazy like that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, there's so many of those boxes out there now. But so yeah, I mean, and a lot of them do have a lot of good value. So it's not a bad business to get into if you can get people to get on board to get those right products in there and get the subscribers.
Logistically, that would be a nightmare business. I've decided. I think
Yeah,
shipping all
no,
that
no. I
shit.
mean,
Oh my god,
yeah, no,
sourcing
definitely.
it, dude. I think it'd be a cool, fun business, but I think at the same time, it's like, oh my god, it would be a logistical nightmare.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Man,
You know,
so shoot. Thoughts next episode ideas?
next episode, like, so I don't know if anyone's listening to this, they want to be a guest, like, hit us up. We'll give you a
Yeah.
shot. We might not actually publish the episode. On my golf podcast, we interviewed a couple people and we're like, we're not putting this out there. Like this is horrible. Like there was no shame. Like they'd hit us up in the
They're all
DMs.
asking, hey, when's my episode going to be
Yeah,
launched?
when's my episode dropping? Like, sorry, bro. Like you got cut. Like you weren't that interesting. And it's tough to tell people that, but if they're not a good interviewer, like, good God, I don't need everyone to go to sleep on me. Like I don't need that. I don't need those, car crashes on my fucking head. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so if you own a business, entrepreneur, yeah, you want to be on the Action Takers podcast, you got some value to drop to everyone out there in the world.
Yeah, I
Yeah, hit
mean,
us up, leave a comment, send us a message.
OnlyFans, any I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would love to talk to someone on OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Not like sex talk them, but like talk to them like business wise. Because dude, I heard some of those chicks make millions of dollars a month just doing things that I wouldn't want my wife doing. But it's tempting.
It's a freaking it's business or I don't know what you call it business, but I mean it's they're essentially 1099
Yeah,
contract.
they're like YouTubers, just the R-rated version.
Yeah.
And you gotta pay for
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh. Man.
Have you seen there's been this like phenomenon of these girls will it's either on TikTok or OnlyFans or one of them, but they'll rate your junk, you know what I mean? And they'll just absolutely everyone gets a horrible rating on these videos, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. Like Google it. They don't show you any like dick pics or anything, but it's just these girls' reaction. They're like, "Oh, that's disgusting. What is that vein doing?" And you're like, "What? What is going on?" But it's compelling TV. It really is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so anyone who stuck around this long for the the end of the episode, yeah.
Dude,
Oh.
absolutely remarkable. But what do you got planned for this week? Anything exciting?
No, just keep at the grind, getting up early and making my list, complete my list, winning the day. It's very boring, but I says that's kind of why I want to have one of those the trust the process episode, because like I know stuff I've been doing over the years that it's it's a slow process, but it does. There are benefits to it, and doing these things that seem minimal or like you don't see the reward in a day, a week, or a month. But that it's just got to trust it that what you're doing is going to pay off later on down the road.
It's dude, let's plan on that. Next week we'll do
Okay.
the trust the process, because for so many years, like, it's, I hate to say it, but it can get very, very discouraging. And I think, hearing or listening or talking to people who have just trusted the processes and just kept going, I think one, it's incredibly inspirational, and there's so many people out there who have done it remarkably well. And it's just, they're extremely resilient. Shit, we were talking about one earlier, on the preview podcast show, which you can pay for on Patreon or OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. About Vladimir Putin, which is, pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, I think that'd be a cool topic. Let's leave that one for next week.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Nate. Well, shit, we'll call it a day, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Till next time.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.